brothers. We're happy and we're silly and we're colors. Da-da-da-da. Give me a high. Bitch, you give me fucking. You're not colored.
Supposedly?
No. Supposedly. It's always supposedly, motherfucker.
Supposedly.
No. I will beat your ass right now.
Anyway, okay, he's trolling hard as fuck,
bro. You're pissing me off right now. Come out downtown and do some ratchet ass fucking bullshit. Oh, fuck. Woo! Yeah, we're recording.
Woo! Woo!
Yes.
Yeah, we're recording.
Niggas. You got your intro ready? You ready to fucking fuck this up fucking like 2-3 times?
I forgot what I say. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, what's up? What's up, my fellow maggots?
What's up?
What's up? That's what you guys are. Yeah, all of you.
Give me your money. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Couch Maggot Show, where we sit here, rot like maggots, and give you some quality movie reviews. This time we're watching LongLegs. LongLegs?
LongLegs.
LongLegs. Yeah, daddy LongLegs.
Big old daddy LongLegs.
Big old fucking...
With Nicolas Cage.
Yeah,
With Nicolas
baby.
Cage.
New horror movie just came out today.
Yes.
Which we should probably say the date. July 12th.
July 12th, 2024.
Yep.
Show.
I think it's labeled as a horror.
Yeah.
I think it's like a suspense.
Suspense
horror. It's horror.
Creepy.
It's
yeah,
horror.
I'm gonna go horror.
I think it's that. It's
I'll give
horror.
it that. I'll give it the horror.
I think
It's horror.
suspense.
Horror, creepy.
I believe it's
trippy.
It's creepy, but not scary unless you're overtly religious and that type of stuff.
Oh yeah, that
scares you.
Hey, man.
If you
girl
can't
sat
watch
next to
the
us.
first Exorcist without having to say a couple prayers, then
Little Hail
that's how it's going to be
That's
for
how
this
it's
one.
gonna be. Yeah. You're,
Probably worse.
You're on trip balls.
Yeah, the chick next to us was pretty like freaked out.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
I was sitting right next to her, bro. She was
Yeah.
like clenched up the
She
whole
said
time.
like 20 Bloody Marys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she.
Dude, it
Her
was
inside voice. She was over there praying to the.
Yeah, you can hear her whispering prayers. Whispering her prayers.
Wait, how do you do it? How do you do it? Fucking. And when I know the spirit to something. Oh shit! Hey, Catholics! Hey, fuck y'all! Don't cancel me, bitch.
Cowboys?
I said Catholics.
Oh, there's a Cowboys.
No, I said
Gay.
How many maggots?
I'm going six out of 10 maggots. It was definitely above average, and I think the whole twist of everything definitely pushed it above the average.
Yes, Michael. Hey.
I'm going to give it an 8.
Oh damn!
The same.
God, why am I so off every freaking
You're not
time?
off.
You're not off.
We just
bro.
have like different standards.
Yeah.
I'm actually not offended with you giving it a 6.
No,
Okay.
no, it's definitely an above average movie. Like minimum, it's above average. But
Yeah.
like, yo,
There's not a lot of movies like this.
No.
It's like Hereditary, Midsommar.
Yes.
It's just like the creepy, slow burn.
Yeah.
It's only an hour 45 minutes. It's not these horror movies that are like 2 hours long.
Yeah, it was great.
And it ends with a priest praying
felt
on someone
like-
and believing in
So
themselves.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
runtime was like an hour and 45 minutes, but
It
it felt
felt
like fucking
long.
like a 3-hour
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
movie, man.
Yep.
Because like my
So much
personal experience,
story.
I was tripping balls.
Yeah,
son.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
If you got the time to eat some shrooms and go check this movie out,
fuck.
I
dare you.
right
I
back.
dare you. I dare you. Dare you. I dare you.
It was like that meme with the guys whispering in the dog's ear, nightmare, 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 while he's sleeping.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh my god. Yeah.
But, man,
I thought it was great.
Yeah,
It was a fucking
it was
great
really
movie.
good.
I
It was really
thought
good.
it was going to be bad. The
Initial.
first 10 minutes, I was like, what is this? This is like some student film or something.
Yes.
The vibes weren't there. And then it's like, it slowly just like keeps
It's a
going.
slow burn.
And then I'm like zoned out,
Yeah.
focusing hard as fuck.
Absolutely.
Like
This movie makes you do that.
day tripping for some reason.
Absolutely.
And I was completely sober.
Yeah, I was definitely
Yeah.
trying to take notes while doing this, and it was really hard. Like my shorthand was like going crazy.
Like the amount of movies we've watched where there's like hella long scenes in like one thing.
Oh.
And it's so noticeable. And in this movie, I think I noticed it like once in the beginning. And then I'm sure it happened a crap ton more times and I didn't even notice.
I'd say it was like a perfect mix of like the Zodiac and like Insidious 1. Like it trippy.
Yep.
Had a lot of like weird pay attention scenes. It was great. I enjoyed it.
And it just made you want to. It's like one of those movies where you can just tell, just based off of the vibe, that you should be like just staring at everything on the screen. Everything.
Because the movie's going to make you stare at shit.
Yeah.
And you're and for each of your people that you take go watch this, you're all gonna see different shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yes, because we didn't all see the same shit, and there was some shit that I saw.
It's trippy.
That
Very
fucking
trippy.
make me trip balls that they didn't fucking see,
I
which
didn't
is
see.
insane, bro.
We saw shit that
It
you didn't
was-
see.
Yep.
Yeah, it was
Fucking
definitely-
insane, bro. Like,
You gotta play close attention, and I think if you play close attention, you'll still miss shit. Like it's,
Yep.
I'd say it's definitely worth a go check it out. Like,
absolutely, you
Yes.
need to go watch
Yep.
this movie.
yeah, and this movie's
Yes.
not even being hyped up at all. It's
Nope.
like very
No.
under the radar.
And it's not even like, oh look, Nicolas Cage. He's hardly in it.
Yeah.
I think he has less than 5 minutes of screen time.
Yeah,
Yes,
But he's prevalent in the entire.
Entire-
Reminding me of like the original It.
Yeah.
Where you hardly ever saw Pennywise,
yes,
but the entire movie was like he was there.
it was impactful.
Absolutely.
But he
Like,
wasn't.
The
Yeah.
scenes that he had was very impactful, and the little parts that he had were detriment to the whole freaking movie.
Yep.
Yeah, but if you're gonna stick around right now, I would definitely hop off, and
Yep.
we're getting ready to jump into some
Some
spoilers.
yeah,
Man, some big spoilers.
Boy.
So
yeah. This movie is fucking trippy as fuck, bro.
yeah. And before you hop off, give us a like, give us a follow, throw in some comments about
Yep.
movies we can go see in the theaters that you recommend that are like this, that are not
Yep.
hyped up, and we'll go check them out.
Yeah,
Peace.
But
peace.
We'll
see,
be right-
see you back.
we'll see you back
after
in
you
a
watch the
second.
movie.
We'll see you back in a
Here, you know.
All right, cut to scene 1. Car pulling up. You guys were still getting some popcorn. I was there taking notes early, but
You can
cut to,
blame him that we showed up late.
it just reminded me. So you see this,
Yeah.
you see this Vista Cruiser.
mean-
I call it a Vista Cruiser because it reminded me of the car from like
Volkswagen. It's like it's a
What is it?
Volkswagen.
It reminded me of the
Was it?
car from That 70s Show, the Vista Cruiser.
Yeah,
That
Oh,
70s
okay.
Show.
Yeah.
So it's pulling up to this driveway, and this little girl's looking outside of her house, like an old rinky-dink, the mom's house.
Yes.
And she sees this car pull up, has no idea who it is. She puts on her snow jacket, walks outside to see who's in the car, who the fuck is there.
Yeah.
And she's walking out slowly, creepy little weird scene, and she just stares at the car, but she can only see that silhouette, that shadow, that black freaking.
I think we showed up just slightly after that.
Yeah, and that's when
Yeah.
she hears "help me," like a whisper, like "help me," and she like runs back in to get her mom. And that was like the opening scene where it cuts to her, like it jumps to the.
Well,
FBI.
Nicolas Cage is there. It shows him.
Oh, he
Yeah,
does.
yeah,
he
he's
does.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
there.
You
to,
see like his lips
You see,
down.
like, you see,
Down
like,
here.
yeah,
Yeah.
nose down or something.
yeah,
like
it's got
that.
like long white hair.
and
that's
he
right.
was doing some Nicolas Cage shit, some bees type of shit. It was
Yeah.
it was a lot, and that one scene, I was like, this is gonna be terrible.
he did. Yeah, I heard you
Because
say it was gonna be
yeah,
bad.
it was
That's right.
Same thoughts.
He was
Same
basically
thoughts,
saying
man.
like telling her happy birthday.
Yeah.
Jesus brought her here.
But it's
something
just
like
like
that.
hard because they like lay it on really thick, and
Yes.
you just don't understand like the vibe of
premise.
the movie.
Yeah, you
No,
don't understand
it's
the whole.
random.
Yeah, no.
The very opening scene's pretty random.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and then we jumped from that scene to police FBI agents in a room
Yeah.
together. FBI agents in a room
Yes.
Together,
Yes,
and
they
they
are.
are
Just for the
discussing.
sake of time, the protagonist is the same girl from the beginning. What's her name?
Lee Harker.
Her name-
Lee Harker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got Lee Harker is the one FBI agent that's mainly the main focus.
Yeah.
And then
She's
we
like
got
special.
yeah, we got the
Yeah.
chief of the FBI is there with her, and he's also with her a lot.
That's
Well-
probably her boss
well, it cuts-
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, the chief FBI agent.
It cuts.
I'm just
to-
giving like the names of like the.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
So you get a focus on who's there. We have the chief of the FBI, and we have another one who's like the assistant or the above the chief. She's like an Asian chick that's there.
Oh yeah.
So those are like the
she's
big.
like second in command.
Then her mom.
Yeah.
Then her mom is there too. So those are like.
Yeah.
And then we have of course Nicolas Cage, who's long
Yep.
legs. So those are the big people that definitely want to pay attention to. And then
oh yeah, the cast is pretty small.
yeah.
yeah, it's-
actually.
mhm.
Yeah.
It's like maybe 4 people, maybe.
Yeah, and they're debriefing LongLegs because they've had a issue.
and it's like in passing that they're talking about LongLegs,
Yes.
but Lee Harker at this moment in time is not on the case, and they're talking about how someone is leaving like these letters behind. They're all the same, and then it cuts to her in a car with her then partner, like FBI partner,
FBI partner,
Yeah.
this guy.
and they're like rolling up into a suburban neighborhood.
Yes.
Yeah, and the partner goes off to one house and looks around and is trying to inspect to where to go search for LongLegs.
Yeah.
Well, they're at the same house.
Well,
no, he's-
they're not looking for LongLegs.
They're not looking for him.
They're on a totally separate
It
case.
was a totally different case.
Well, when she turns around, she points at the house and it says it's that one.
Yes.
No,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
it's for a different
It's a different
crime. That's
crime.
why she catches that dude.
Yeah.
She catches the
She caught
dude,
the dude.
and then they're like, okay, you're good enough. let's put her on long legs.
Oh,
And
that I didn't get that.
That's
I
right,
thought they were
yes.
looking for long legs
No.
off the
No,
bat.
no, no,
that makes
no, no,
sense.
no, no.
Okay, yeah, because she points at this house that has like a sixth sense about this house where they're.
He's here.
Yeah, where they're. It's creepy. She's just staring at the house.
They're
Yeah.
the debrief. So there was like two happening at the same time. They were talking about long legs, but they were also talking about the case that she's on currently.
Okay, I missed that.
And they were like, be careful. The individual that we're looking for is known to be armed and dangerous. And he like fled, and they have a lead on where he might be, but they don't have an exact location. They just know the area.
I'm over here taking fucking notes, and
And
you
so
guys cut more than I did.
that's why they went. Oh, I start forgetting shit because I started tripping like
Okay.
halfway through. But they roll up into the neighborhood, and he's looking for one of the houses, and she's like, "It's this one."
Yep.
And he's like,
She's just staring
How
at
do
the
you
house.
know that?
Yep.
And she's like, "Call for backup." And he's like, "We can't just call for backup based off of a hunch that you have."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Fine, I'll go check it out."
Yeah, and they go up to the house, and he knocks on the door.
He knocks on the door.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what happens?
Fucking homeboy took a
Glug,
L.
glug.
Took a fucking.
It popped in the head, dude.
Popped in the head, dude. Took an L.
That definitely got me a little.
Yeah.
That got me like a small jump. And I was like, "Whoa, okay, well,
He's dead.
yeah."
Yeah.
Her partner's
he
dead.
instantly dies.
They walk into the house and it's like covered
And
in
it-
plastic and
Yeah, it's like like you know, like your house is getting renovated type of fucking deal.
or you're
Yeah.
a murderer
Or
and
you're a
covering
fucking
up blood stains
ex-murderer.
everywhere.
yeah.
But yeah, that's basically that part.
And she finds him, and he's like on the bed like he's guilty with his back to the door, and he gives up.
Yep.
And then it cuts back to the academy.
Yes. You're like, man, you're good
Yeah,
enough.
and she then she goes through the
she's
test.
going through the test. Yeah.
Yeah,
the test.
she's all of a sudden just
This
sitting
is
in
when
this,
shit starts like this
So-
is a little bit weird.
it's slipping.
Yes. It connects.
It does.
At the end.
Yeah.
We'll double back to it.
So
So it's really important.
They're giving these PowerPoint slides, and she's asking, "What am I doing here? I don't know why I'm here." And they just keep on asking her questions. They're interviewing her and testing her IQ. Like
it feels
test.
like almost like one
A
of
psych
those
test, too.
Rorschach tests.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's for like these abstract shapes, and she's just supposed to say what she first thinks, and then she has to guess a number.
Mm-hmm.
And then if she gets it wrong, she has to do it all over again.
Yeah. And it seems
And
like
it doesn't explain what it is quite yet.
yeah, it
No,
seems
but-
like it jumps to where she's talking to
Yeah.
her chief, or they're asking how she got like eight questions.
Oh yeah,
right.
they end up at the station, and it cuts, and he's like, "Oh yeah, she's ready to be with us."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Are you sure?" And then they're like, "Yes." And then it cuts to them all in the car. So the female second in command,
Yes.
the chief, and then her in the
Her in the
back
back
seat, and they're like, "I can't believe you got 8 of the random like number generator questions right." And
Right.
she's
Yeah, and it
like,
was just random
"Well, I got
pictures, too.
8 wrong."
Wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
But to her, it's still rare. Almost like she has an intuition.
Yeah, like
for
a
these
sixth
things.
sense or something.
Yeah. So that was a big deal.
That she's like a psychic.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yes. She's just like basically.
And you kind of see it during the test because she did see something, and then she started having like some visions, but it was very like abstract things. I don't remember what it was. It wasn't snakes, just yet, but it was something else. I think
Was it not the snakes? I could have sworn it was the fucking snakes.
the snakes
was like-
happened a lot.
It was
but
like quick. It was like
Yeah.
quick flash. It
She's,
was like
she's getting flashes.
because
Like it's almost
the
like
flashes the flashes start quick.
Yeah.
And then they end up longer, slightly
well,
longer.
it's almost like
Go.
things are triggering her memory.
Yeah.
Yes.
You can see it, but we don't get that yet. We're just seeing like random flashes of snakes and random flashes
Yeah.
of red, and like
And you're thinking it's like visions of like, I don't know, like Psycho or something.
yeah, trying
Yes.
to scare you. Like it's just like it is like loud music and scary. It's what it felt like. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It seemed like it had no purpose, which is really cool. Because it starts expanding longer, like those little scenes start getting
Yes.
longer. 'cause
Yeah,
her
those
flashbacks-
Absolutely.
start expanding longer, and every time she gets like a sixth sense, I swear the screen would like
widen. It is.
slowly like
was-
fisheye
it
a tiny
it did.
bit, just a
Yes,
tiny
absolutely.
bit.
Absolutely. The entire movie.
Yeah,
Because it made
did.
me like
Yeah.
focus directly into the middle of the
Yes.
screen.
That's what made it
even
so trippy.
even when I didn't want to focus in the middle of the screen, for some reason I was just like,
Well, you guys
I
noticed
guess I'm
that
looking
you guys
here.
noticed that opening scene was very small square and
Oh,
then
yeah.
opened.
Yes.
So they were definitely like manipulating it so you can get that tunnel vision, that
Yeah.
trippy. That was
Yeah.
really good.
They fucking kicked
the
that.
cinematography
Yeah, the cinematography was awesome.
was awesome.
Yeah.
Fucking made me trip. I was tripping balls, son, bro. Like fucking hell, man.
And then then it cuts to her being in this little office and getting all these clues for
For long legs, it was a bunch of long legs.
Random,
left behind, random stuff.
yeah, and she falls asleep there in that room, and
Well, her chief tells her to fucking
Figure this shit out.
figure it out, like get
Yeah.
Like
your mind
use your
together.
vision, use something.
So basically, it's like Daddy Longlegs writes all these Morse code like notes,
like Zodiac Killer.
Like, yeah,
It's encryptions. He has encryption.
And then he has like his little tag at the bottom, and all it says is long legs, but the rest of it is all cryptographic.
Yeah.
yeah.
And she falls asleep looking at it, and the chief walks in and wakes her up. Is like, "What the hell are you doing?" or something like that. And he
he's
gets
like,
her up to go and.
You've been staring at that stuff for too long.
So he takes her out to a bar.
He's like forcing her to be social,
Yeah,
basically.
well, yeah, and he wants a debrief of what she's gained, the knowledge she's gained too. He wants a debrief.
Clearly autistic.
Dude, she, which is crazy because
Yeah.
like her mind
bit.
is flashing back at the same
Absolutely.
time. And all
Yeah.
that shit. So she is autistic, but she's remembering like.
But maybe it was just her upbringing that made her the way she is now. And we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah. I think that had like 90% to do with that. Because of what the mom says
Oh yeah.
later. Down there. Oh,
Merch coming in hot.
hey, we got merch coming in hot, baby. We got coasters, son. Look at them dope ass coasters. Those shits is fucking fire, son.
We made it. No, I was kidding.
We stopped at she fell asleep, and now they're in the bar. And
Okay, so
gives...
she's telling him she's telling him what she saw.
Yeah, and she starts telling.
Oh yeah, she points out the fact that like they've all like he's been killing people that like are turning 14. Oh, not turning 14.
Not yet.
But on the 14th.
She also said that their murders are happening inside the house, but he's not there. Like they specifically say that he's not there. Like
there's no evidence.
There's no evidence, and she also briefly says that there might be somebody helping.
Yeah, she says. Well, at first she makes herself look a little crazy because she's like, what if he like talks to them and is like, you have to do this, and then they play it out.
Spiritual warfare, baby.
And the chief was like, spiritual
warfare.
So he just told them to do it, and they did it.
Demonic shit, man.
Yeah,
people don't believe in that shit.
Yeah, and she starts hinting at those demonic things, or possibly
like coercion or something.
Coercion or a helper. Or something
I instantly knew where she was going with that. Yeah, when she was saying all of that.
He calls her crazy.
Yeah, he didn't believe in her.
And he gets up like almost immediately.
Yeah, he was like, I don't fucking believe in shit.
But they've been there for like a while because he's already fucked up, and we only saw him take one sip.
Yeah, and he wants to get her socialized, so he brings her over to his house to meet the family. Right,
his wife and his daughter.
Yeah, so they take a drive. She says, "Do I have to?" And she doesn't really want to.
And then she shows up and proceeds to say nothing.
Yeah, it was awkward.
Yeah, it was real.
She definitely feels uncomfortable around other people. Like something's off.
Yeah.
So she jumped to the scene where she's in the room by herself with the kid.
Oh yeah, the kid's like, "Do you want to see my room?"
Yeah.
And then she's just quiet, and then they teleport to the room, and she's like on the edge of the bed, like she's about to give her the birds and the bees. Like they both look uncomfortable.
Hey, Mikey, how does the little kid say it again?
Wee 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 wee.
Do you want to come to my womb?
Oh my god.
Fucking god, bro.
Yeah.
It's the coolest thing ever.
Don't start this shit again. You already had one episode of that shit. God.
Oh my god, I cannot right now. Oh my god, that's too good.
Anyway, she shows her trophies with the head cut off. Weird shit. She's just talking about I'm trying to grow up I'm trying to grow up.
Does being a female FBI agent scare you? And then the mom walks in and is looking at him, and then she's just like the biggest Debbie Downer. She's like, Yes, it does scare me. And then you get the vibe that the mom's like, we need to get this bitch away from my daughter. She like bring down the whole ass vibe. Yeah, and then she's like, okay, it's time to go to bed.
Yeah.
And the daughter's like, did she come to my birthday party?
Oh yeah, she asked her to come to the birthday party. She's like, I'll think about it.
And it was like, why the fuck do you want her there?
Little girls like adult girls to come hang out. My daughter's just like my kiddo's the same way.
Hey, how she asked you to come to her birthday party? How she?
You want to come to my birthday party?
Oh my god, bro. God.
You want to give me a
way to go, fuck boy.
You want to give me a symbol so I can like clap like one of those monkeys with the little thing.
Anyway, she leaves the place after the little kid invites her to her birthday party, and she heads back home. And while she's headed home, she starts hearing like weird noises out front while she's going into her house. So that's just her going into the house.
Yeah.
She goes in. Cut to she's chilling.
She's sitting there at the table in her living room.
I think she's looking at other
photos and stuff.
Yeah.
And she's still, I think, decoding stuff.
Yeah, she's definitely decoding stuff. She hears something again.
She hears something again. She hears voices.
And then a bang on the door.
It's like a whisper. And then a loud knock.
Yeah.
It was a loud door knock.
Yeah, and she's like, hello?
Hello?
She walks up to the door all creepily.
Then no one says anything.
Yeah.
Then she goes back to her
It's in the dead of night. Actually, it's probably like 1 or 2 in the morning because the mom was like, "It's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow already.
Yeah.
It's past midnight.
Yeah.
At this point, yeah. So, yeah, she does knock on the door. Then she says, "Hello, anyone there?" Silence.
Yeah.
So she goes back and sits at her desk again.
She calls her mom then.
And then she calls her mom when she goes back and sits down at the desk.
So that jumps to that scene, calling her mom. She has a conversation with her mom. Her mom seems like
not
lost. Like
lost.
over the phone.
It was weird.
Tell.
It's like it's like Lee was speaking to her like she was like abused or went through something, but then the mom talks to her like she misses her and everything's okay. And it's just like this weird balance where like she's obviously acting like something is wrong, and the mom's acting like nothing is wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, like everything's perfectly normal. You should be saying your prayers. Yeah, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because she asked her.
And she's like, I've been a nurse. Are you stressed out because of things you saw? And she's like, yeah. And she's like, do you want to talk about him? No. And she's like literally just being a mom.
Yeah, and are you going to come home for your birthday?
It seems almost sus just because like she seems like super happy and nice, but the vibe that Lee's giving off is weird. But then it's also like, why would Lee call her mom if she didn't love her? Yeah. So it's like weird.
Yeah.
And I thought it was kind of weird that her mom was asking her like in-depth questions. Like,
she was very persistent.
She was persistent she was trying to get what's going on in her mind.
I never even thought about that.
Yeah, her mom was
definitely
definitely
looking at it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, she hung up the phone with her mom. Her mom did ask her if she was coming home for her birthday. She said no, or she'll think about it. She said she'll think about it too. So she's like thinking about these different birthdays. And then she hangs up the phone, and then that's when she looks outside and sees that silhouette.
There's a silhouette.
There's like a black silhouette. It could have been a bush. Like it felt like it was.
It felt like a person.
I didn't see like it was like a very vague silhouette of a person.
Yeah. So she like freaks out, runs outside
with her gun, gets her gun, and goes outside.
And
then she sees nothing. The silhouette's not there anymore.
She's like heavy breathing.
And so she's freaking out.
Comes back
internally.
Yeah.
Well, while she's sitting there while she's sitting there looking at nothing, and she's starting to like trip balls and shit. Like, what the fuck's going on? You can see the house behind her, and it's blurry.
Yeah.
But you see someone walking around. You see a figure walking around.
I didn't see that.
I did. That
oh really? Okay. I thought I saw something moving.
Oh shit! This motherfucker's in the house, son.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. So she runs back inside.
Well, she sees him. Actually,
she saw
him.
Yeah, she saw him.
Like he just left, and she saw like a tiny piece of him.
But it could have been playing with her mind too. She could have felt like she was playing. Like,
but she hauled ass back to the house. She still had a gun in her hand ready to go. Oh shit! But she went back in the house, so she saw this motherfucker.
Yeah, and then she walks back up to her desk. There's this card on her desk.
Yeah, it was a note.
Yeah, it says don't open till your birthday, June 14th. Fuck no, she didn't open. Didn't wait. She opened it.
She opened it.
Yeah, and it's got like a number 9.
There's another code, Morse code on there.
Yeah, the birthday card was like a teddy bear holding the number 9. She opened it and it was all encrypted and coded. Mm-hmm. And then on the back it had LongLegs as well. Like it had his
with another long encryption.
And it was fresh ink. Like she touched it and it was like just wrote it.
Yep.
And then she had like an epiphany.
Yep.
Like looking at it.
Yeah, she had one of those flashes, like a flashback.
Yes.
And then she started to decode right there on the spot.
Yeah, she circled 3 6s that were like the only numbers in the entire thing, and it was 666 diagonally. And she instantly grabs her Bible.
Yep.
And then starts she creates a cryptographic alphabet and starts decoding.
The card did say don't open till January 14th, June 14th, January 14th.
It was one of those.
Yeah. So the 14th was the big. The open till the 14th was a big key thing. But yeah, it's all encrypted. She starts to decode it, and then
it says if you tell anyone how you basically cracked this or how you figured this out, I'm going to
basically
cut off her head and hang her by her milk tits. And
dude, how do you remember that?
It's because it was funny.
It was,
and what's funny?
I wasn't laughing when I read that,
bro.
But that's what it said.
What's funny is they actually wrote it the way that he speaks too, because he did say tits as well.
Yeah, he
did. It was
he did.
way out of context.
Down the road, he says it. Yeah,
but it was obviously referencing her mom that she was just on the phone with.
Yes.
So, but the letter was very specific. Wasn't that he couldn't talk about the killer, about LongLegs. It was that she couldn't talk about how she decoded it.
Yeah.
So she can lie about how she decoded it. She can continue decoding them, but she can't talk about how.
Yeah. He's threatening her over the card with an encryption. Basically. And so she has that information. Then she gets a phone call from the police chief to go out to dispatch to another house for another murder. Like right off the bat. It cuts to the scenes are pretty quick, so I'm glad I took a little bit of notes on that. She goes to the house, That's where isn't there a family like that was there?
Yeah.
They'd been there for a month or so. They were dead.
Yeah, there was
yeah.
4 dead. So it was a husband, a wife, and 2 kids.
2 kids. Yeah.
And 3 of them were just dead in the bed.
In the bed.
With a blanket covering them. Well, I think the FBI did that.
Yeah.
And they didn't show the husband or the dad, but
because he was in the
they
garage.
all killed
themselves.
themselves.
They said yeah, because the dad killed himself in the garage, and the other people.
The kid was.
And the wife.
They asked how old she was too, and he's like, it was 9 or 10, and then
the chief is just like, I can't handle that, and he walks away.
Well, then she says that they were murdered on the 14th, around the 13th or 14th, and she said that to him. He's like, how did you know that? So she, so that way that the 14th is a big number for them because she had just got the card, like 2 seconds later.
Yes.
So man, that was pretty trippy, right there. Like connections from she just left.
So,
And then, right after that she calls her mom again, like she's in the hallway calling her mom.
Yes.
And after the call with the mom, she continues to look at the clues. So she goes. Basically, that call with her mom was pretty short. Again, it was just like really cryptic.
Yeah.
And asking more questions, and then she goes back in to look at more clues on the computer. She starts looking at these like.
Oh yeah, she starts looking at like Charlie Manson
And
like
demonic
all these
symbols.
Famous,
She starts like on the computer. She
mass
sees,
murderers.
Yeah, she sees the demonic symbols. The inverted triangle is one thing that catches her eye.
Yes.
So. And when she sees that inverted triangle, she starts to like decrypt the algorithm that he had.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, she already decrypted the algorithm, but now she's decrypting the algorithm in which he chooses when to kill people.
When to kill people, so they're showing a connection.
Yeah, it was like the 14th, the 12th, the 11th, the 15th,
Yeah.
and the only one that was missing was the 13th, and that was spread out over different months. So the 13th was the day of a certain month that he's going to kill again, but she didn't know. In her mind, it was coming. Like the next murder was going to come. So she definitely brought that information to the. I think she brought
to the chief.
Yeah, to the chief.
Like the very next day, she brings it, and he's like, "How did you do this?" And she's like, "I just stared at it long enough." A call back to when she was looking at all the documents, and he came in and said, "You're looking at it for too long."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Because she can't say anything.
yeah.
No, she's not allowed to.
She's not allowed to because LongLegs threaten her.
Okay, and now they have after he asks how did you know all that information, that she debriefs him and all this stuff. Well, they have like a follow up they have like intel to go search this barn. So they're driving out in the middle of these fucking I don't know whose house that was, but they were following the X's.
Oh
Yes.
well, it's because so they do the algorithm to find out like the 13th or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Because one of the murder scenes, the daughter survived because she left the house.
Yeah, and it happened on the 13th.
It happened on the 13th. She left. She went to school or whatever.
And now she ended up in a psych ward.
Yeah, she's been in
her family died, but she was okay.
Yeah, she was okay, but she's been living in a psych ward for.
Okay, so they go and search the house, and then the barn.
They search the barn.
And she said that every other cryptographic message, all of them were kind of different, but they all had the same sentiment that was like X marks the spot.
Yep.
Yes.
And so that was key because when they walked over to the house, they didn't see any clues or anything. So they looked at the barn, and the barn had X's on the front of the door.
This is a murder that happened like
months ago.
Years ago.
Oh, years ago.
Yeah, because she was a kid.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
And now she's an adult. We're talking about the victim who survived.
Yeah, I think her name was like Carrie Ann or
Carrie Ann.
So,
and the murder was like it was a whole family and a priest.
Yeah.
And the daughter was at school, so she didn't get killed.
Nope. And Lee Harker and the chief walk over to the barn, and while they're walking up to the barn, they see these X's with their flashlights because it's late at night.
Yeah, they were like crosses, like turned diagonally to be
that's
X's.
right.
Yes.
All across the door hinge, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So they walk into the barn, and as they're walking into the barn, they're trying to use their flashlights to investigate stuff, and Lee sees X's on this pathway upstairs.
And she calls in her chief that's with her.
Yeah, and he goes and
he goes
checks
there
it
with
out.
her.
They walk upstairs.
They go upstairs, and then they're looking around at all the beams and stuff, cross beams at the top part of the barn, and then they end up shining lights on the ground, and they see a
big ass
crucifix on the ground.
And when they just start cracking open the fucking the barn floor upstairs, and in there is a letter and a box. And so they start digging through that crap, And when they open the box, they see the mannequin.
The mannequin.
The mannequin's like a mannequin with like...
And the letter was literally just a triangle with a smiley face in the middle.
Yeah.
And the triangle was harping back at like the algorithm that she cracked to tell like what days people were going to die. Mm-hmm. And it was also the last one to complete the triangle was the 13th, which was also at the place.
Yeah.
Like that was supposed to be the 13th.
Yeah. So they take that to like not a coroner. Was it?
I guess so.
Yeah.
They made it seem like a coroner.
Yeah.
Because he did specify. He said, it's stuffed really well. Like he was talking about like the intricacies.
So yeah,
and there's human hair.
He's
on
an
her.
investigative coroner.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's definitely like a FBI.
And it had human hair on it.
Human hair, and there was like a ball inside the head.
brain.
Yeah.
Like, you would think it would be the brain.
And it was
But it's
weird.
like a porcelain doll. And
yeah, the ball was empty, but it was made out of a really nice metal. But he put like an ultrasound to it. Yeah. And we put the ultrasound to the ball. He even said, "I thought I heard my wife's name." And
yes.
And she started. That's when she had a big, like a pretty.
She started
intimate flashback. Like and they could. It's almost like her and the coroner could hear like stuff going on.
Yeah.
It was really eerie. And that's when they did another like zoom in on the screen too, so it's trippy. Okay, so now
I'm relying on you because
now they're just cut to the Vista Cruiser with LongLegs in the car, and he's driving to this like a general store, and he walks into the general store.
Yeah.
He walked into the general store, and there's this girl at the freaking front desk
counter.
Yeah, and she's looking at the spy mirror to see if any, like I worked
this
at grocery
weird guy
store.
walks in and he just like instantly walks straight to the back. He just like
he doesn't say
keeping an eye on him.
Yeah. And he comes in to check out his little whatever he grabbed. I don't remember what he grabbed. I'm just
they didn't really show it.
Well, he puts his hands up like this, like covering his face, and then starts singing like.
Well, at first he's like, "When's your birthday?"
Oh yeah, he
asked her when her birthday is.
Yeah. So
and this has clearly happened before.
Yeah.
Because she calls for her dad.
She's like, "Dad, the creepy man's back."
Yeah.
And then basically it seems like the dad kicked him out. They're back in the Vista Cruiser. He's back in the Vista Cruiser singing, and
he's basically mocking them.
Yeah. Yes. And then he just starts screaming like a song.
Yeah.
And he's talking about like basically
he's like, "Dad, help!"
Yeah.
Which is like what she did, but he's being like way over the top with it.
Yeah.
This Nicolas Cage.
Yep. It was pretty insane.
And then he says something about dying. I'm pretty sure he like.
Yeah.
It was almost like a scripture from a song or like a demonic
definitely had
song.
like a cadence to it.
Yeah, it was a demonic song or something. Oh yeah, and he really says cuckoo when he walked up to her dad. That was weird. I got creeped out when he was like cuckoo when he like puts his eyes out. He like covers his eyes and he just screamed at the girl cuckoo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that was like trippy before he started. Before he talks and starts asking about her birthday, he did that. It was creepy as fuck, dude. Now it cuts back to like Chief and Harker Lee, the main girl, and they got information to go check on that girl that
at the ward.
That's the ward, because their order of operations was. Chief asked, "Okay, so this barn is clearly attached, and this girl is also attached. It's at the psych ward. How far away is the psych ward?" And she was like 139 miles. He's like, "How far away is the barn?" And she was like 86. He's like, "Okay, so let's go to the barn first, and then go to the psych ward, because then the psych ward would only be like 40 miles away or something."
Yes.
Yeah, and so she walks in there. She sits with a girl named Carrie Ann, and she starts just trying to have a conversation with her. And then the girl's
they do talk about when she first shows up, the guy who runs the psych ward. It's like she actually had
a visitor yesterday.
Yeah, she had a visitor yesterday, and now she's acting perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Before, she was like in psychosis, like all to herself, would not do anything, just stood still in a corner. And then once this visitor came, now she's like actually walking around and doing stuff. And so she asked to see the check-in log, and for that specific day, it says her name, Lee Harker.
Yeah. That was big.
Yeah.
Like I saw that.
And they're like, "Do you check IDs?" And the guy's like,
"Well, that's a good idea."
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I wonder why the fuck we don't do that.
Yeah.
At a psych ward, bro.
And then it cuts to her in the room.
And she's not investigating her, but she's definitely asking questions. Yeah, and she gets to the point where she's like, "I think I know you. We've seen each other before." The little girl, Carrie Ann,
said that
telling
she
her that
saw Lee before.
Yeah, and Man, I didn't. I was like, man, that's weird. We haven't seen any.
We haven't seen any interaction at all in the movie. So, like,
and then she starts like threatening her.
Well, like inadvertently, she's like, "Well, I do whatever he says." She's not saying who he is.
The man downstairs.
The man downstairs.
Oh, okay,
we all know who that is.
And she was like, "If you have questions, you can just ask the man downstairs."
Yeah, I will do whatever he says. If he asks me to poke your eyes out and see your,
if he asked me to jump out a window and kill myself,
I would do it.
I would do it, and I would do it happily. I'd be doing it smiling.
Almost like there was a trigger word for her to like get out of her psychosis and like just direct see what she wants to do. Whatever he asks, I'm going to do. So
and Lee's just sitting there uncomfortable as fuck the whole time while she's saying this shit to her.
Yep. If he wanted me to choke you out till your eyes pop, I would do it.
And then at the same time, they're showing the mother and what happened to the mother and father. Like it was a split scene where she was talking to her, and it splits to where what happened to the mother, the father, and the priest.
Yes.
Like it's weird.
And it makes it look like it's like from the daughter's point of view, and she can see down the hallway.
But the daughter is not the daughter; it's the mannequin.
But you don't know that yet.
Yeah. But I thought they took a picture, like glanced in on it.
Oh yeah, maybe
because they showed the mannequin.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it looked like it was her.
But they like show it, and the dad comes in with an axe and like kills a pastor off like through a doorway you can't really see.
Yeah.
And then the mom is like slowly walking towards the camera and like bends over like, oh, it's okay.
So I got the vibe that the pastor was there to perform an exorcism of the daughter, but it was the mannequin, and the priest was like walking back and forth. He's like, "You want me to perform?" Like you could see him like talking to the guy and asking like, what do you want me to perform an exorcism for? Like you see him like looking back to the husband and back.
Yeah, he like looks at the man and he
and
like
then the guy comes out with the axe.
Oh.
He comes out with the axe and just chops him in the shoulder.
Because the priest starts backing up. He's like, no.
Then he freaks out.
Yeah.
And then the mom comes up to
it was a really cool framing.
Dude.
It was like the mom kneels down the perfect amount to block what's happening in the background, and you just see like a giant ass cross that they have like up on their roof somewhere, or on their wall in the hallway. And then right when she's like, "It's okay," and then she gets hit with the axe too.
And I swear that camera zoomed in on that part too.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah,
it feels like that all the time.
Yeah, this movie was trippy, son.
Like a kaleidoscope almost. It just feels like it's infinitely zooming in always, but it's it's not.
And that after that scene is when we get back to LongLegs in his house. I think that's when he was having his book and stuff that you're talking about.
Yes.
Let me see.
Yeah, do you want to talk about that since you saw some shit I didn't fucking see?
Fuck, man.
No, wait, hold up.
No, I think you're right, because that was the first time they showed the dolls. Well, like actually, like in a flashback, and then it goes to him.
It's cutting to him, and it's cutting to Harker over a sink, like really thinking about something, and then it goes back to him. Like it's a really quick scene.
Yeah, she's been having like flashes, and it's
she's having flashes. So
that might not be the scene yet, though. Is it?
I think it is.
Use it anyway. Who cares?
Yeah. So after that happens, they flash back to LongLegs. He's in his basement. He's building a mannequin, basically, another one.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to that.
We still don't know what it is.
Yeah, we don't know what it is. He's just building a mannequin.
But this is when apparitions start showing up, like some spiritual shit.
So these two motherfuckers right here, they did not see this shit, dude. I don't give a fuck. Okay, no, fucking nah.
Someone's on acid, dog.
I don't know. I don't.
Someone spiked your Sour Patch.
My Sour Patch fucking kids.
The devil's lettuce.
The devil's popcorn.
Yeah.
Fucking no, bitch.
Extra butter will fuck you up.
No. So
that's hash butter. That's hash butter, dog.
Is that what we're doing now? We're just fucking. So we're in the basement now. It's a red lit room, and LongLegs is working on this mannequin for a minute or two. They are showing him working on it for like 30 seconds, and then he speaks to it or whatever. Then the camera pans back to LongLegs. The camera switches angles basically. So now it's showing him sitting down with a book. And he's just sitting there with a book, and then he like just looks up. And the camera is just staring at him, looking off into the distance. Like he's just fucking looking.
Supposedly.
No, fuck that. No, motherfucker. No, bitch. Shut the fuck up. Then the camera pans back out. The camera fucking switches again. And it shows the other end of the room. I shit you not, bro. A fucking apparition or something fucking came off the left side of that fucking room.
Cat.
Supposedly.
No, because these two cocksuckers didn't see it, and there was no fucking shot.
Is it supposedly or supposedly?
What? What the fuck?
Bro, you barely had a sip.
Is it supposedly or supposedly?
There's a D. It's not a B. It's
Are you
supposedly.
sure? Are you sure it's not supposedly?
No, supposedly.
Stop! You're fucking trolling hard as
That's
hell
not
right
even
now, bro.
What? Yeah, that's not even a
It's
fucking
when
word.
are we supposed to be?
Supposedly?
No.
Supposedly.
It's always supposedly, motherfucker.
Supposedly.
No. I will beat your ass right now.
Anyway,
Hey,
okay. He's
Trolling hard as
Bro,
fuck.
bro, you're pissing me off right now.
But yeah.
So, yeah, camera switches again from the camera looking at LongLegs to the fucking other end of the room. And a fucking apparition and it's staring at this fucking into this room for another solid 30 seconds to a minute.
Maybe
that's how long it felt for me.
This is the feature.
And I see this shadowy dark figure come out. And then when that happens, it pans back to LongLegs again, and then he's saying something. I don't remember what the hell he's saying. But he's like saying some words or whatever.
and after that crazy weird
that shit was,
fictional scene.
Dude, that shit was fucking trippy,
Supposedly.
I will detonate fucking this whole
No. It cuts back to Lee talking to Chief, and she's like, I think we're missing something. Like she's talking, like it's just a really quick scene back to them two, because it was like that scene was like pretty short.
No, the fuck it wasn't.
I felt like it was short.
Not for me, it wasn't short, man. That shit made me feel fucking some type of way, bro.
He had an intimate moment with that scene.
Absolutely.
So.
Absolutely, man. Fucking, yeah. Fuck, dude, that shit made me feel uncomfortable as fuck.
Yeah, maybe we're something, they're kind of discussing it, and the Chief's like, how does Hacker know your name? Because he's referring back to when Harker.
No, how did LongLegs know your name?
How did LongLegs know your name,
Yes.
Harker? And referring back to when her name was in the logs for everything.
Yep.
And she was just like, yeah, I knew.
I don't know. I'm stupid. She can't say anything.
And
I don't know. I thought that was a weird question because it was like, how does he know when all these kids' birthdays are?
Well, he's
like
just
fucking.
He's insinuating, he's like, because he asks her after that, he's like, what aren't you telling me? How does he know your name? Before he just wants to know he's already getting to the point, like, he knows you somehow. What aren't you telling me? And that's when he goes into a deeper investigation on Harker, his subordinate, and asks, when's the last time you talked to your mom? Yeah. And so...
Oh, yeah. And she's like, what?
Yeah.
You've been going through that? And he was like, well, yeah, because apparently someone came to your house on the 14th.
On your ninth birthday.
On your 9th birthday. Yeah. And your mom called the cops.
Yes.
What happened? And then she was like, I don't know. And he was like, who was the person that was there? She's like, I don't know. And he's like, well, you need to ask your mom.
Yep, and he basically orders her to go home to see her mother again and ask those questions, like in-depth questions to her mother, like what happened that day. Mm-hmm. So things are starting to unravel. Like there's definitely lines being drawn in the Chief's mind that somebody that possibly it was influenced in the past. Freaking Lee,
or at least it's a coincidence, and they can find out what this guy looks like.
Yeah, but for agents, like there is no coincidences. Like their mind is like that's not a coincidence. They know he knows you. Let's go and investigate more. Mm-hmm. So he sends her off. She goes to her mom's house and
ask her mom questions to see if she can get anything.
She's watching The Price is Right.
Yeah, she was. I was humming the song because I'm old. Because this movie took place in the 90s.
Yeah, you are old as balls.
Because there was a lot of pictures of Bill Clinton hung up on the wall at the offices.
Oh yeah,
Bill Clinton and Ronald Reagan were in there.
Yeah. Well, Bill Clinton was the most recent. That was Richard Nixon.
Oh yeah, that was Nixon.
Yeah. So this story is taking place in the 90s. And
that's when we see the first like face to face. I think with her when I was at the second time.
Well, it was the first actual one with other adults.
Where we see her mom, and her mom's just off.
Looks much different than like the flashbacks.
Yes,
she looks like a hippie almost,
like and pale and like definitely
like
she's been going
through the entire
some
house
shit.
is in disarray. She's like a hoarder.
A hoarder.
She is like 1,000% a hoarder.
But it's weird because you see in the past scenes like everything's kind of cute and nice in the house, and now she's definitely lost something in her mind, like a little bit, like she slipped.
Yeah,
and that's what we get. I mean, she starts asking questions to her mom like.
Hey, Mom, you remember my 9th birthday?
Yeah.
And then her mom was like, no.
I don't remember anything.
I don't remember anything.
You don't, do you?
Yes. Like,
basically, I got the vibe of, like, if you do remember something, you didn't. That's the vibe I got, where she was, like, almost protective about, like, whether or not she should remember.
Remember, yeah, absolutely.
And that's when she talks to her mom and...
Well, she's like, I'll go make you some tea, Mom.
That's what she does. She's gonna make her some dinner.
Oh yeah.
And then she like while she's making her dinner, she like sees her mom's got like a shit ton of pills and drugs and stuff to like fog her mind. Like she's trying to like forget what's going on. And something like something's going on.
Yes.
And her mom and Lee's like, holy shit, mom, like what the fuck? You gotta take all these pills.
And then she sees like
crack rock or whatever the fuck that shit was in the kitchen.
She sees like a bug come out from a door
in the kitchen.
And that triggers a flashback. That also like triggers like a quick flashback. Like she's also thinking like seeing.
I think that's when we start seeing like snakes and shit.
Yes. Like longer versions of the snakes and cutting to like little memories of her being a little girl walking to the basement. Like it's starting to not seeing LongLegs yet, but like it's triggering things. Like
and she goes to like try to open the door and it's locked, and she goes to go grab some keys and it makes like a jingle, and her mom's like, Lee?
Oh no, that flashback is when she goes really far back. She starts to remember a random car pulling up at her yard. That's immediately that bug like weirdly triggers. And
that was a big trigger moment. That was a huge trigger moment.
Trigger to go back, and that's when the flashback comes back when she was a kid, a little girl, and that car pulls up, and
and she sees him.
Yeah, well, she sees the silhouette in the car. Then it comes back to her mom, and
her mom like hears a door close or whatever in the car.
And she asks,
and then she gets up, and then she sees her daughter. She sees Lee talking to LongLegs.
Yeah, and then she snaps out of it. She asks her mom, like she goes back to her mom and asks, like, "What are you not telling me about my 9th birthday? Like, what do you not remember?" And her mom
was like, "No."
Yeah, just says no. No. And she's like, "Why? What do you mean by no?" And she's like, "Just what that word means."
Means no. Yeah. Like I'm not telling you, basically, because she's figured out that her mom's fucking not telling her shit.
And then she tells her mom. Then her mom tells her, she's like, "I may not remember or may not want to tell you, but everything is still in your room. I've never gotten rid of anything that you have."
Yeah.
Yes.
So she goes up to her bedroom.
Yes, she does.
Well, she goes up to her bedroom.
I mean, no one does use white crayons though. Like,
Lee goes up to her bedroom. She finds this. She starts to reminisce again, like flashback again. She finds this little box. It's like a little box.
Yep, little jewelry box thing or whatever.
It's got pictures in it.
It's got pictures. Yes.
Yeah. Right when she looks at a specific picture, I don't think it showed the picture. Not off the bat. Not off the bat. It did.
Not off the bat.
But she flashes back.
Right when it was going to the photo, it cuts straight to the memory.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's like an in-depth memory.
And you see like the flash, and then it shows like the picture coming out of the camera. And then you see like Nick Cage.
And Nick Cage is singing Happy Birthday and like all this weird shit to her when they're together. And her mom's like holding her in her arms. And that's all you got like from that one scene.
Yeah.
Okay, so now she's that scene was pretty much quick flashback. Now she's with the chief and she's giving that picture to the chief.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's like, where'd you get this? And no, well, she comes up and she's like, this is him. And just gives it to him, and he's like, "Where'd you get this?" And she was like, "I got it from my room at my mom's house." And then he's just like, "You really want to go public with this?
With a manhunt?
Like you want to go on a manhunt based off of this?"
This one picture.
And she's like, "Yes."
Yep. And
it's weird because she tells him that, and while that's happening and giving the picture, she's also flashing back again to where her mom is grabbing like a gun, and she's going through the scene what her mom saw. Her mom sees all this shit like. It's kind of the same random Vista Cruiser pulls up, and she hears a weird noise, and she like panics, picks up the phone, can't call 911. So she runs and grabs her shotgun and fucking
the old double barrel.
Yeah, the old double barrel shotgun. It cuts to fucking Longneck on the highway.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like he's on the highway,
with
the
two bags,
two suitcases. And you hear cop sirens.
You hear sirens coming from.
Yeah, he gets surrounded. He's like on a single street.
It was like he was ready
like
to get arrested.
Bus stop or something.
Absolutely. This was pre-planned.
Oh, he knew what was happening.
He knew exactly. He already. Yeah, this is planned.
Yep.
I don't know, man.
That's what I told. I already knew. I was like, this is planned.
Yeah.
He wanted to do what we're about to keep going in on here.
I mean, it's kind of like Zodiac vibe. Like he wanted to get caught, or he knew he was going to eventually get caught.
Mm-hmm.
So they're
questioned.
They're investigating him. Yeah, they are
questioned.
Deep questions and
well, we don't see the questioning, but we do see they're all in like a debrief room at the FBI agency with everyone in the agency. So like obviously Lee Harker's there, the chief is there, and they're playing the interview tape that they recorded. And this is when you find out for sure that Lee Harker's birthday is on the 14th.
Yes.
And it's tomorrow.
Yep.
And he begins singing Happy Birthday specifically to Lee Harper. And it's weird. He's even like addressing everyone in the entire room. He's like, and everyone's going to be there for your birthday. you are,
You're
you
gonna be
are,
there.
and is looking at like the people in the room watching
weird.
the video.
Yeah,
and then he sings it, and she's like, "How long does this go on for?"
And he's
like 12 minutes.
Yeah, the chief stops the video, dismisses everybody, and keeps Lee.
No, it was like 24 minutes actually.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was like a damn near
it was,
half hour.
It was weird. Yeah, it was weird. Because he specifically said 24 minutes. I thought it was a key number. Like, I'm trying to pay attention to everything that's going on now. They dismiss everybody except for Lee and the head chief of the FBI and the co-chief.
The co-chief, the Asian girl. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
The interview. So
they basically all three start talking to each other.
Yes.
It's like there's got to be somebody helping, like either a child or someone that looks like a child.
Oh yeah, because she says the
that can pass
first,
for a human. That can pass for a child that can pass for an adult.
Yeah, that's what she starts insinuating.
She's like insinuating a competence.
Something's going on. There's something we're missing.
So she suggests, I want to go in here and talk to this motherfucker my damn self.
Yeah.
And so that happens.
And she goes in there.
And then he's just like...
Shit gets weird.
And then his head's just down.
Very
and
weird.
He hears the door open and he sees her.
And he's
and it's like
happy.
her face lit up like the fucking goddamn New Year's Eve.
He's like, you should have seen it when you became an FBI agent.
When you
we were so happy.
Yes. Yep. Yes. When he said that.
Yeah, he's giving her like a lot of information, and she asks, "Who's we?" Like who is
and it's
who's
weird
she? Because he says she too.
And then, well, he says we, and
we're
then
happy, and then she's like, "Who?"
And then he's like, the man downstairs.
Yeah, well, he says he's a friend of a friend from downstairs.
Oh yeah,
yeah, he's a he's a friend of a friend from Mr. Downstairs. It's like dude, he's so fucking weird. He did a good job.
He did a very good job.
Nick Cage slayed this fucking role, bro.
It was so small, but it was so detrimental to like everything creepy. Like he hit a home run on those every scene he played.
Like he didn't have like a lot of screen time or anything like that. Like ridiculous, like typical Nick Cage movies.
Yeah, it was like.
It was just
small script and all just delivery
and meaningful.
And then he says the seventh. He starts talking about the seventh. Accept the gift and destroy it, and accept the gift and destroy it, or she'll kill you. He starts saying like weird stuff towards the end of his like interview with her. Like he just starts rambling on.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Who is the man downstairs?"
Yeah, she starts yelling at him.
Yeah.
At this point.
And that's when Daddy Longlegs. Daddy Longlegs. that's when Longlegs kills himself. He just starts like killing.
Whoa. All right, relax. Yeah, I mean, he does that.
Oh, he kills the fuck out of himself.
Yeah. It's just a couple slams.
So, anyways, I started blasting.
So yeah, what is he? He says some shit to her or whatever. I forgot what he says because I'm pretty sure it was important. I can't recall.
It was a lot.
It was a lot of stuff. God damn it, I wish I remember what he said.
I was trying to write stuff down.
It was like almost everything he was saying was like a puzzle piece.
Yes.
Which is what's a little bit annoying when trying to recap it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That one, I had to pay attention to the scene. Like, I was trying to write stuff down. I was like, no, there's no way I can't miss it. And it's so hard to like write that stuff down because it was like, it was like almost like it was almost like it was from the Satanic Bible. Like he was reading stuff from it.
Yeah.
And then he just starts bashing.
He starts bashing his face on the table.
Yeah. Hard as fuck.
Well, he
like Batman slamming
Joker's face.
Heath Ledger's Joker like face
the pencil. They might as well stick the pencil down there and slam the freaking. Yeah, it was hard.
Yeah, he freaking
kills himself.
He kills himself.
I think this is the only kill that we see on screen too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like fully in frame.
In frame kill.
Full like
mangled
face getting fucked up after every single swing.
And it was three.
Enough for the blood to like splatter on the wall in front of him.
And hit her.
Because she gets up out of the chair when he does the first head splatter on the table.
And she screams.
And she's like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, stop him.
Yeah.
She's just sitting there looking at him and fucking.
I thought,
fright,
I was like, why wouldn't you get the police quicker? Like,
initially, I was like, why don't you stop him? But then I was like, I looked, he's not handcuffed. He wasn't.
Well, because they don't see him
and also, if he's doing that, I'm not going to fucking touch him.
He wasn't.
He wasn't handcuffed.
Yeah, he was.
No, he wasn't. He was not handcuffed.
No, he wasn't.
Because they did not see him as a threat. He hadn't murdered anybody. He hadn't killed anybody. So even the other assistant co-chief said there's nothing proving that he's guilty.
Connecting him.
And that's when she starts saying there's something off. Is there somebody that's disguised as a child or acting like a child?
Yes.
Well, anyway, after he kills himself, she walks outside, and Chief is pissed because now all their shit that they had,
their big lead is lost.
Chief is like, all these people died, and we still don't know who technically did it because we have no evidence. We could have booked this guy, and all these families would have had like restitution or like knowing that like we caught someone, even if it wasn't the right person.
And so now you need to bring in your mom, and we need to have her identify him as who she saw when you were younger. So she goes back to get her mom. She goes back to with the co-chief.
The co-chief.
Because the co-chief's like, I'm not letting you drive home after you saw all this wild ass shit when fucking dude killed himself, when LongLegs killed himself in the fucking precinct. So
go.
She drives. Yeah, baby girl drives Lee home.
Baby girl.
And then she's like, "What are you gonna do?" I'm gonna talk to my mom. And she's like,
quick,
"I'll let you do that by yourself."
Yes.
Yeah. So she goes in, man.
And she's like, "I'll wait outside." And so co-chief is waiting in the car.
And we hear Price is Right. Yeah. Walking in, she was walking in looking for her mom in the
same. Look at her mom. She's hearing music in the background on TV or whatever. Can't find her. And the camera pans back outside to the car. Where the co-chief's at, just sitting there waiting on her to be done or whatever. And then you see a figure behind the car. Yeah. Off to the side.
Yeah, while she's flicking her bean.
Just in the back. What do you think this is? She's flicking her bean like Joe Green.
No, she's not flicking her bean.
Flicking the bean until it's green.
Like a pinto bean.
Flicking her bean like Mean Joe Green, baby.
Oh my God, what?
You never heard that? Flicking her bean like Mean Joe Green?
No, man. Not for the last shit.
Made out, bro.
I'm pretty sure you just.
What meme pages you follow?
It was from Entourage. It was from Entourage.
Oh, okay.
Dude, that's so long time.
It's a great show. Great show. If I could review that show, I'd review that whole show. It's so fucking awesome. Anyway.
She's flicking her bean.
So she was.
Like Joe Green. The coachie's just chilling in the car.
She's chilling in the car.
The background's blurry.
But you see a person.
Yeah, and you know.
And I was like,
well, you know who it is. Yeah.
With a double barrel. Who the fuck else would it be?
Yeah.
Old mama.
And this one is wild.
Yeah, this is where it starts getting like, holy crap.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I don't know what it was, but the entire time they were talking, I never suspected the mom.
The bitch was off, dude.
Something was off, but I thought she knew something that someone else didn't. I didn't think it was going to get to the extent that it was.
That was in depth.
Instantly, like, you see the person back on the double barrel, just blast them right through the window. I'm talking about like a double barrel like this big.
Yo, that thing was an elephant, bro. It was like straight up elephant gun,
Elmer Fudd had that shotgun.
Yeah. Shoots her right in the side of the head, obviously. The entire inside of the car is obviously
splat blood.
Fucking painted.
Then she goes to the other side of the car and shoots her again, son.
Lee hears it.
The tint on the other side.
Lee hears it and runs and like looks out the window, looks at the car, and the mom's on the other side, uses the second barrel and blasts the other one.
Yeah, she had to get the tint on the window on both sides.
Facts. Got to keep it even.
I cannot.
So she runs outside. Her mom's not at the car, but she sees the body.
She's looking for her mom.
She's looking for her mom because she almost like immediately like remembered, and so she
finds her mom, and her mom's got this gun pointing at a fucking little girl.
A mannequin, though.
Yeah, it was a mannequin.
But it was Lee as a mannequin as a child. It was Lee's mannequin.
Yes.
And oh man, what do they start talking about, dude? Well, I mean, I know what happens. She frees her.
We miss a little bit. It's like a bunch of nuances, but basically they do kind of explain that. I almost called him fucking Jigsaw. That LongLegs has been like making these dolls, and there's something about them, and that they've been involved almost. In like every case, they are directly involved, and they always look like the daughter.
Yeah, and she's trying to coerce her mom to put the gun down because Cobble is dead now. He's free. You're free. You're free.
Oh, no, she gets mad at her.
Yeah, she's getting mad. Well, Lee is. She's telling her. Like,
she's like, Cobble's dead. Like, this needs to stop.
You're free. You're free. You're free.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm not. You made it worse.
You made it worse. Yes,
because now he's free to roam.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
As in his spirit is everywhere now.
Yeah.
So it was weird. She basically puts the shotgun and blows the mannequin's head off, but she told her daughter that she's free now too, and she puts
and you see like that mannequin head is fucked. It's blown up.
That metal ball's in the mannequin head.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you see like a dark
mist, a dark
spirit or mist, like leaving it.
And that's when Lee passes out.
Passes out.
Yeah, Lee's like that. What just happened? And she passes out. So obviously there's a connection between. You can see that the head of the doll. But
there's something with these balls.
Yeah,
this is the first time we're seeing like.
Yes.
Potentially what the balls could be.
Yeah, these balls are weird.
Yeah.
Infused with some demonic.
Spirits or demonic.
What?
But now there's a scene where it shows that the mother had sacrificed. Mother gave her
Yeah, it almost explains everything on the mom's side.
right there on the spot.
Yes.
And basically, the mom has exchanged her sacrificing herself to Cobble or Longlegs to do the murders for him.
Yeah.
To save his daughter's life.
And they explain the dolls more in
Yes.
this scene, almost like narration, basically.
Yeah.
Where it's like they give the dolls, and the dolls have a part of him in all of them, which is the ball.
Yeah.
Yes.
The spirit.
And they distract the child so that the child doesn't pay attention, but it's also like a vessel for whoever made it to watch what's happening or to influence what's going on in there.
Absolutely.
And the mom's goal, you guys can explain that. Because she sees her mom getting tied up.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And then they explain her whole ordeal.
Yeah.
So
I'll let you go ahead.
that's fine. So the mom's ordeal is the reason why that mannequin of her daughter existed because they were supposed to die.
Yeah.
And so she made basically a deal with the devil, basically,
Exactly.
staying at
With LongLegs.
with LongLegs.
He's basically working him through. The devil's working through him.
Yeah,
He's working-
so
yeah.
LongLegs was the guy who was originally going to people's houses, and he would have a box with the doll that he made, and he would be like, "You won a prize from the church."
That was a
from the
mom,
church.
though.
But no,
first
initially it was him.
Initially, okay,
That's how the
yes,
mom
yes,
convinced him.
Yes,
Because it's
yes.
a lot more likely
Yes.
for people to let a woman into their house than him.
And she was like a nun. She dressed like a nun too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she did. Yeah,
So,
she did.
yeah, and that was huge because
So now he would make the dolls. She would infiltrate them in a building. So she would pretend to be a nun and be like,
birthday parties,
Oh,
You
Christian
won from the
households.
local church.
yeah,
it
you
was
won a
birthday
prize.
parties.
Yeah, you won a prize.
And they would
Presents.
go inside, and
And
she would let the doll out, and then she would stay there and make sure that everyone died the way that they were supposed to die.
die. Yeah. In order to keep her daughter safe.
And
Basically, FBI agent Lee.
Yeah.
She wanted to. So she made a deal.
And she was making it seem like it was either LongLegs. It's kind of hard. Depends how you interpret it. But it was either LongLegs or the devil would see through the eyes.
through the
I'm
doll.
pretty sure it was the devil.
It was the devil.
Because
Absolutely.
every time it showed the mannequin covered, you could see red glowing eyes, and
Red
that's
glowing
obviously
eyes.
some demon shit.
Yeah.
And basically, they were saying that the Longlegs did the job, the initial job, but the devil took over and did the rest. That was the key point. The devil was in the ball as an evil spirit to take over. So
take
it was
over.
his job to make. He was basically the vessel to make the doll and put it into the household. And once the gift was opened, the devil did the rest.
The devil did
the
everything
mom
else.
said, and the mom
Mom had to sit there and witness it all.
witnessed everything.
Yeah.
And she had to, yeah.
And she was traumatized. We're saying past her.
Yes.
And she knows that everything that she's doing is so that her daughter can grow up
Grow up.
and be normal.
Be normal.
When she thinks of it totally different, because now she's seeing people getting possessed and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, my daughter's being spared, and if I wasn't doing this for her, she could end up like one of these people.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And so after all of that not small but pretty important information is given, they also jump to another scene where the mother is laying in bed with the younger Lee as a kid, giving her nighttime stories, telling her stories about
Basically narrated everything we just talked
everything.
Yeah.
Everything. And
she once upon a
was
time there
crazy.
was a man who came to a house with people that never let anyone over, talking about LongLegs when they were little, and
yeah, he was the
They
first.
she
never
explained
had-
the entire
they
thing.
never
They never
had-
had any visitors.
They never
or
had any visitors
they
until
never had-
the one man came.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you see the flashes in between where he's holding the mom down, and she gives a child nighttime story, but LongLegs had implanted something in her head too to erase everything for Lee.
Yeah.
Lee's mind was wiped.
Well, they said while the doll was there, that it would they wouldn't be able to remember.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That doll that was there was her memories. So, so after that, after the nighttime stories read through and they get through that, Lee wakes up downstairs in the basement and
in
she
the
hears
fetal position, in the same
and
position.
a phone's ringing. A phone's ringing. She's fucking fuzzy,
She's
and
fuzzed.
she walks up the stairs to
Yeah.
answer the phone.
Yeah, she passed.
And then you realize that the basement that LongLegs was living in
Was her basement.
literally
Was her
her basement.
basement.
where all the mannequins were
The
being
mom's
made.
basement.
the mom's
Yeah,
basement at
so
the house.
it's slightly the man downstairs was about him and the devil at
Yes.
the same time. It's
I never thought about that.
yeah.
the whole in her whole life, bro.
and all of that had been erased in her mind.
All of it.
And so she goes upstairs, answers the phone, and the phone has, it's got to be the devil's voice.
It's some demonic. You hear some slight.
He's like, you're going to miss Ruby's birthday. You're late for Ruby's birthday.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she's like, freaks out because now she knows
I was so just like totally involved in the movie that I totally forgot LongLegs is dead.
Yeah, LongLegs is dead.
Yeah, he's
and
dead.
she
that
got
voice,
that phone number.
That voice is got to be the devil.
Yeah, it's got to be something.
So she
because who knows how many more people are like involved? But
Yes.
yeah.
Oh, there's 7 heads because she starts reading Revelation.
Oh yeah.
So there's got to be multiple people involved in this, not just her. But she panics and drives to her chief's house, which is the daughter's name is Ruby.
The birthday party she was invited to in the beginning of the
movie.
She like bangs on the door, and the chief opens the door, and she thinks it almost seems like it's normal. Like she makes
It's a little bit weird because she's like sweating and she's like obviously tripping, and then the wife and the chief are just like happy, and they're like, "Oh, you made it! She's about to open up presents. Come on in."
I thought in my head like, okay, they hadn't opened up the doll yet, because she said she's about to open up presents, so nothing had happened yet. But right when she walks in the room, her mom's there,
sitting in there, man,
and the daughter's there with the
doll.
The doll is like being hugged by the daughter.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's when shit gets even crazier.
Yeah, that's like the point that like solidified everything.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we were shown like the past that happened, and then I was like, oh, she's still doing that shit.
Yeah.
So she obviously picked up her daughter, put her in the basement, and then went to go do this shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so the husband and wife are there talking to each other, and everything seems almost too perfectly nice, and then the husband gets irritated by something the wife says. Like you can see, you can see the evil taking over. Like
you can see like the humanity
leaving.
She said, "Are you really going to cut the cake?" Which is obviously like a euphemism for like fucking killing us.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you can see that she's like almost about to cry, but she's still smiling, and then he gets pissed off because all he can say is, "Yes, I'm going to cut the cake," but he doesn't want to. So he's like pissed off and saying like, "Yeah, I'm going to cut the cake because you told me to."
Yeah.
And then
it just escalates, and it's almost like in their eyes you can see that they don't want to do this, but they are being forced. Like a spirit's taking over their body. It's over.
Yeah. Like they're in the back seat.
So the husband and wife, the chief and the wife go to the
kitchen.
Yeah, and you can hear him stabbing her,
murdering her.
Yep. He comes back in, and the next target is the daughter.
Yeah,
and
Lee's posted up.
Yeah, she's got a gun out at this point, and then she's like, "Stop, please don't."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he
shot.
And then he charges at her, and then she shoots him. So
shoots him, and then the mother's
dead.
Then the mother steps up. And
the mother steps up. Yep.
Yeah, and she's like, "You have to let her die the way she's supposed to." And she's charged after her with a knife, and
then she shot her mom in the fucking head.
Yeah, and then she tries to turn the gun to the mannequin, and the rounds are.
Yeah, the rounds are out. Yeah,
because she didn't. She had a revolver. She had a 6-shooter.
Yeah.
She did not take 6 shots at all.
No, it was like 4.
Yep.
Yeah, and so she tells the little girl Ruby to like, "We got to go. Let's get out of here." And they leave, and then it cuts to the scene with LongLegs, like back to the where he's sitting in the
past.
He's sitting in the investigation room again.
Yes.
He's singing.
Yes.
The last scene is just him in that room, basically going back to where all the FBI agents were watching him sing "Happy Birthday" to everybody.
Oh yeah,
and that was it. That was like the end of that was the cut scene for everything.
Yeah, this movie was absolutely
trippy.
It was a roller coaster.
Yes.
You thought it was gonna be bad.
Yeah.
And nosedive, then it
came
back
like
up.
my and this is my own belief. Like I grew up Southern Baptist. Like I grew up in the church and stuff like that, and so like I believe in good and evil.
Yeah.
And so, like,
I mean, preacher's kid. I'm a preacher's kid, dude.
Yes, yeah.
Preacher's kid.
Yeah.
I don't.
Same.
This is why I hate watching horror demonic movies.
Yes,
because I get
really weird about it, about like watching them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But still, like, just having him just go through that experience.
He's a sociopath, so he enjoys these movies.
I was raised Roman Catholic. I've had some like real ghost shit happen to me though, like some real ghost shit. Like I cannot explain. At all.
I know, and I've already told y'all like my shit, but I'm not going there.
Well, this movie definitely.
I'm not gonna be able to sleep if I do. So.
Yeah, this movie definitely makes you like, man.
It's
it's a good movie when you leave and you think that you're gonna see things, like you're gonna feel things around you. It's really weird.
Or like when you're watching it and then we're supposed to review the movie. So
no, we're totally reviewing.
I'm trying to like while I was watching it, I was like, I have to review this.
Yes.
And then after 20 minutes, I was like, basically melted in my seat, just glued to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
I wasn't even thinking about that.
And I looked over and I was like, thank God this guy's writing notes, because holy shit.
Yeah, because like me and Michael, dude, we were not. Our heads were not in like talking about the movie. Like we were just.
No. We had like some sidebars, but it was just about like how good it was, basically.
Yes, while the movie was being played, you know.
Yeah. And it was like 3 times, and all 3 were like jump scares. So there was like a break.
It was a break,
because usually it's like super thick tension, and then it gets broken by like not even cheap jump scares. It's like little shit. You literally get jump scared from her like hitting the table.
Yeah. And she was like
oh
straightening out the paper. Like she smashed her hand down to straighten out the paper. Yes. You're like, that's when you guys went like, I was like,
the only real jump scare was when she looked at the photo. That was the only real one.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's probably.
But it was like a flashback, so I wasn't even offended. I was like, she instantly sees it, and then it hits her, and it hits us.
I could probably. The only reason why I rated it a 6 and not a higher is because I was expecting more jump scare. I feel like for me, I hate more horror movies so much that I want those jump scares, but I hate them. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. This was a great movie.
So you like it like more scary and less creepy.
Yeah. I thought there was gonna be more of that.
Yeah, I definitely thought there was gonna be more scary.
Because I was,
but I'm perfectly fine with how
it was enough scary because it was demonic. Yeah. And I personally like.
What'd you give it? What'd you rate it?
I rated it 8. I wanted to give it a 9, dude. Okay. I was
It was great.
Yeah, it was a great movie, dude. Yeah. Please go watch it, dude. If you're into this shit, man.
Sleeper
it is
movie.
A sleeper ass movie.
I was hyping this shit up, and then after the first 4 minutes of the movie, I was like, these guys are about to flame my ass for talking about it.
Dude, I was writing down lines. I was like, okay, it's starting to pick up.
Oh my god.
It was definitely a slow burn. Like it when it
for a short movie.
Yeah, for a short
relative to like how long movies are.
Because you thought like he said, the first 4 minutes you thought it was gonna be like something.
I thought it was like people just slapping in Nicolas Cage in a horror movie, and it was just gonna be a scary jump scare fest.
Him screaming at everything.
That was the nun popping out of nowhere.
Yeah,
just grabbing people like.
But it definitely like the burn kept on going, and it got bigger, and it
and then there's just like so many little things for you to like connect if you're paying attention. So many things to miss.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like if you watch Hereditary, you know what I'm talking about. Where like you could watch it 4 times, and you're like, oh shit, there's literally a guy crawling on the roof in the background. I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Not in this movie, but in Hereditary. There's just so much stuff. Or like correlations as well. Like I instantly thought with the morgue, I was like, oh, well maybe the mortician can hear the voices because he's like so close to like dead people all the time.
Could be.
So maybe he's closer to the downstairs than like a normal person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's just like a lot of stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm sure we missed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because you were like so sucked into the movie.
And these guys didn't see that fucking shit in the room downstairs, bro. That's some fucking bullshit, bro.
Yeah, supposedly.
I might have. It felt like a almost 2.5 hour movie.
Dude, that shit was making me trip.
I was starting to sweat.
Dude, I was sitting there.
I was
just sitting there, just like.
Supposedly, he was like.
It's a motherfucking demon coming out of the fucking shadows, man.
Just still trolling.
And these motherfuckers did not see that shit. That is just fuck both of y'all, man.
Supposedly.
Fucking shut up.
But I highly recommend the movie. You don't have to go see it while it's in theaters, but I would definitely like take the time to go watch it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys got anything for us to go watch, because this definitely opened my eyes to go see movies that are definitely not like talked about, broadcasted, like not being hyped up like
this is a
sleeper bill.
This is a total sleeper
movie.
Bill.
Yeah,
like 1000% sleeper ass movie, man.
Yeah. So give us some comments, give us some likes, subscribes,
suggestions,
all that jazz. Yeah. And we'll pick some people out of the fucking crowd, and maybe when we get the merch started, we'll send out merch.
Nah, fuck
Maybe.
that. Hey,
you gonna pay for everything?
No. Hey, y'all see that scene when he's in the basement, dude? Tell me fucking in the comments, man, that y'all didn't see the same shit I saw. Because, nah.
I'm sure it was there.
L takes over here, bro. These two dudes, man. No.
I was paying attention.
Peace.